What if the biggest XRP rally in years is actually your last chance to get out? Right now, XRP is trading just above $3, clinging to the very top of a price range it has tested since mid-July. According to Captain Altcoin, traders everywhere are holding their breath to see if today finally brings a breakout or if XRP will tumble back into the lower part of that range. But here's what makes this moment so risky. Some of the most followed crypto analysts are sending out mixed signals. Eggrag Crypto, for example, has warned that a specific event could trigger a massive sell-off, even urging holders to sell everything if it ever happens. Imagine betting your portfolio on a coin that could either break out or break down without warning. If you hold XRP or are thinking about taking a position, missing this window could mean riding the token all the way up or watching your investment crash and burn. Money, time, and even your reputation as a savvy investor are all on the line. So why is today different from every other day XRP has hovered at these levels? To really understand what's fueling all this tension, let's dig into how XRP reached this critical point and what's truly at stake for holders right now. Why has $3 become the psychological battleground for Ripple's future? For years, XRP has struggled to overcome the $3 mark, a level many thought was nearly impossible to break. But as of this week, XRP price today has officially cleared the long-standing $3 resistance, marking a significant psychological milestone for Ripple's native token. This is not just a random number. $3 has acted as both a glass ceiling and a fortress for XRP. Traders, institutions, and even casual investors have all been watching this level, knowing that staying above it could redefine Ripple's place in the crypto landscape. According to Captain Altcoin, XRP is now hovering around $3.02, testing the top of a trading range that has held since mid-July. It is a make or break moment. Will XRP finally break out, or will it slump back into its old pattern? The stakes couldn't be higher. FX Street reports that Bitcoin is trading above $114,000 with strong demand, while Ethereum is climbing past $4,400. Amid this, XRP stands out for its sideways price action, consolidating at the critical $3 level. This tells us that the market is waiting for a decisive move, one that could set the tone for months to come. What pushed XRP over the edge? Rumors are swirling that Apple may be considering a $1.5 billion purchase of XRP, fueling hopes for further institutional interest. As Brave New Coin notes, XRP's rally above $3 followed these rumors, supercharging the narrative around Ripple and making $3 not just a threshold but a symbol of major league validation. But breaking $3 is about more than just headlines or a round number on the chart. It is a shift in sentiment, a signal that perhaps the era of XRP as an underdog is over. However, if you misread these signals, the consequences could be severe. Buy too aggressively at the top, and you risk holding the bag if the breakout fails. Stay on the sidelines, and you might miss the rally that finally changes everything for Ripple. Meanwhile, the crypto world is not standing still. PayFi competitors like Remittix are gaining traction, and some top analysts urge caution, warning that certain events could trigger a call to sell all your XRP on the spot. The pressure is on from every direction, and the community is more divided than ever. But the surface story isn't the whole story. Beneath lies a brewing battle of bullish versus bearish signals. Let's dive into the conflicting expert advice shaking the XRP community. Next, we'll break down the sharp divide between bullish and bearish experts and reveal what could flip the XRP narrative in an instant. Here is the twist nobody is spelling out. What if those experts warning about XRP are tipping you off to a risk that could wipe out your gains overnight? Missing this could mean not just losing profits, but losing your reputation as a sharp investor. On the surface, things look unshakably bullish. XRP is holding just above the $3 mark, consolidating at a resistance level that has steered its price action since the middle of July. Retail and institutional players are locked in, watching every tick, wondering if today will bring a breakout or a sudden plunge back into the range. Beneath all that optimism, red flags are waving. Some analysts are not just hinting at possible pullbacks, they are ringing the alarm bell. Crypto analyst Egrag Crypto claims there is a singular event that, if triggered, should have investors dumping all their XRP at once. That is not a mild warning. That is a call to clear out before it is too late. Despite steady regulatory advances for XRP, price momentum is flatlining. CoinCentral reports that the latest regulatory updates have failed to ignite any kind of real rally. This ongoing stagnation is rattling long-term holders' nerves, especially those who remember previous dull spells that led to major shakeouts. Meanwhile, the competition is not sleeping. Remittix, a new contender, is making waves as a possible disruptor in the PayFi arena. According to one top crypto expert, buying Remittix now is like buying Ripple at just 2 cents, an invitation for early birds to claim the next big prize. Ignore that comparison at your peril. Early adopters could be shifting their bets right now. Crypto Daily is stoking the rivalry, Ripple versus Remittix, and only one will wear the PayFi crown by the year's end. The stakes could not be bigger. If Remittix wins, XRP risks losing its status as the go-to for fast global payments, and current holders could be left holding the bag. Still, bullish headlines are everywhere. Nasdaq is backing tokenization, the SEC is warming up to crypto ETFs, and XRP keeps flirting with the $3 threshold. But as FX Empire points out, traders are juggling those positive signals with the real threat of losing crucial support levels. Bottom line, brushing off contrarian warnings or ignoring upstart rivals like Remittix is not just about leaving money on the table. It is about risking your edge as an early adopter, the very thing that once put XRP holders ahead of the pack. So how do you tell the difference between noise and a true warning signal? Let's break down exactly what to watch for in the days ahead. Stop for a second. What if tomorrow's headline rewrites your entire crypto strategy? The stakes here are massive. Whether you win big or lose out depends on how you react to seismic moves from giants like Apple, a sudden ETF launch, or a nimble startup flipping the XRP script overnight. Picture waking up to news that Apple is snapping up $1.5 billion worth of XRP, or that the SEC has greenlit the first ever XRP ETF, unleashing a tidal wave of institutional money. On the flip side, imagine a dark horse like Remittix surging ahead, luring users with a PayFi product that some experts say could be the next Ripple at just 2 cents. Right now, XRP is perched above $3, clinging to a critical resistance point. Traders and institutions are holding their breath. Will this be the breakout moment that rockets XRP higher, or just another head fake before it slumps back into the shadows? According to Brave New Coin, whispers about Apple's potential mega investment are already fueling XRP's rally, while FX Empire highlights how regulatory shifts and ETF speculation are stoking volatility on both sides. Here's the twist: as XRP dominates the news cycle, hungry competitors are quietly stealing the spotlight. Remittix, for instance, is trading at only 10 cents, and some analysts believe it could soar to $5. FingerLakes1.com warns that getting in now might echo the early days of Ripple. Ignore these up-and-comers, and you could miss out on the kind of life-changing returns most investors only dream about. Major institutional moves are adding even more unpredictability to the mix. Should an XRP ETF get the green light, CoinCentral says it could draw in fresh capital from funds and brokers, driving up daily volume and potentially launching prices to new heights. But beware, a shock decision from the SEC or a major partner pivoting to a more agile contender could leave investors stranded. The crypto world is littered with stories of sudden reversals, and no one wants to be the last one holding the bag. This is the real risk. Pick the wrong horse, and you might watch your investment dreams evaporate while others cash in. Overcommit to XRP just as a rival takes the lead, or turn your back on XRP right before it breaks away, and the consequences could be nothing short of dramatic. The line between windfall profits and devastating losses has never been thinner. So, what's your next move in a market where fortunes can change in a heartbeat? Let's break down the signals to watch and how to avoid being caught off guard. Do not let hype or fear dictate your next move. Here is what smart investors actually do. Start by focusing on risk management, not just upside. Right now, XRP is trading just above $3, holding its ground as it tests the top of a trading range that has been in place since mid-July. This is a classic moment where traders get whipsawed by emotion, chasing a breakout or panic selling on a dip. The real danger is not choosing a side, but reacting too late. The smartest investors look for clear signals. For example, renowned analyst Egrog Crypto has said there is a specific event that, if it ever happens, should trigger XRP holders to sell everything. While we do not know the exact event yet, paying attention to these kinds of red flag signals, usually major legal, regulatory, or technological shifts, can mean the difference between riding a wave and getting wiped out. Set alerts for major news and have a plan to act decisively rather than emotionally. That brings us to the new kid on the block, PayFi tokens like Remittix. A top crypto expert recently compared investing in Remittix now to buying Ripple back when it was just 2 cents. Is that hype or a real early mover opportunity? Here is how smart investors weigh it. They do not just look at price, but examine fundamentals, adoption rates, partnerships, and unique tech features. They diversify, knowing that XRP's dominance could be challenged just as quickly as it once rose. If you apply the wrong lesson, you risk being late to exit, slow to join the next big winner, or paralyzed into missing both chances. The right approach? Set predefined risk levels, track both bullish and bearish analyst signals, and stay open to emerging players that could reshape the sector. Remember, it is not about betting on one horse, but building a resilient, adaptable strategy for whatever comes next. So, with these strategies in hand, how should you adjust your portfolio and mindset as the market faces its next turning point? Let us break down the action steps you need right now. If you had to make one decision about XRP today, what would it be? Act, hold, or pivot? Right now, XRP is holding strong above $3, consolidating at a level traders have watched since mid-July. This price point is more than just a number. It's a psychological line in the sand. Whether XRP breaks out or dips back into its range could set the tone for the entire crypto market. But there is more at stake than daily price action. Leading analysts are sounding off on both sides. One expert even warned to sell everything if a certain trigger hits, reminding us that even bullish conviction is not immune to sudden reversals. At the same time, PayFi competition is heating up. Remittix, trading at just 10 cents, is being compared to XRP when it was only 2 cents. Some experts argue getting in now could mirror early Ripple gains, forcing investors to rethink what early really means in this fast-evolving space. You are not just risking profits. You are risking your reputation as an informed investor. A single misstep, whether holding on too long or ignoring new challengers, could define your crypto legacy for years to come. So, what will you do? Double down on XRP? Start looking at Remittix? Or carve your own contrarian path? The next move is yours, and it has never mattered more. But before you decide, let's break down what the experts are predicting for XRP and how PayFi competition could change everything.